To begin this tutorial, we will use the reference curves. We'll go to the Surface tab and use the Surface Point command to create a reference surface. To make the process easier, we will enable Grid Snap, then open the OSNAP panel and activate Project. Now from the top view, we will create a surface that fully covers the model. We can then change the display mode to Shaded. We'll bring back all the views, and by holding Shift, change the display mode to Shaded in all viewports. As we can see, the surface was created right at the height of the curves, except for the curve we will use to create the pendant setting. To begin modeling, we'll go to the Accessories tab, use the Profiles command, and select the first curve as shown in the video. From the perspective view, it's easier to see. We'll choose Profile 1 from the assets and click Edit. We'll use the gumballs to identify which profile we are editing. In this case, we'll edit Profile 2 and change the curve to Asset 001. Then we'll change the width to 0.75 millimeters and leave the height at 1 millimeter. Click Accept, and now we'll edit the other profile, in my case, number 1. We'll set the width to 1.40 millimeters and leave the height at 1 millimeter. We'll add the surface to the selector to use it as a reference. If the profile disappears, it just means the surface is flipped. Click the selector again to remove the reference surface. Select the surface and type Flip in the command bar. Then re-add the surface to the selector, and now we can see our profile is correctly oriented. Once it's edited, we'll click Accept, and also accept the command to create our first profile. Now we'll use the Apply Element command located in the outliner. We'll select the profile and then select the curve we want to apply it to, and press Enter to confirm. We'll repeat this with the other curve. As we can see, the lower profile sticks out. To fix this, we'll edit the center profile. Select it and click Edit. Using the gumball, we'll increase the width of the lower part of the profile. We'll adjust it until it's aligned with the other profile, in my case, 1.44 millimeters. Once edited, we can accept the command. Now we'll create the lower profile. To do this, we'll move the surface to another layer so we can easily hide it. First, we'll select the curve and using the gumball, press Shift and drag the gumball's sphere to extrude the curve. This will create a surface where we can place the profile. We'll use the Apply Element command again, select one of the profiles, and apply it to the lower curve. We'll edit it and add the surface to the selector. If it's oriented incorrectly, we'll select the surface and type Flip to reorient it. Then we'll add the surface to the selector again, and we can now see the profile is correctly placed. To finish, we'll adjust the start and end of the cap so they don't stick out. In my case, I'll set the start to 0.40 millimeters and the end to 0.80 millimeters. Now we'll adjust the position of the lower profile. Select the curve, the profile, and the surface. From the top view, we'll use the gumball to reposition it. Disable Grid Snap to make this easier. Now our structure is ready. Make sure the entire structure is to your liking. We'll move the surface to another layer so we can view only the profile structure. We'll return to the top view, which will help us place the gemstones. Keep in mind that this is an organic model, so the dimensions are not exact, and the positioning is up to each person. I'll create one arrangement of gemstones, but feel free to design your own, both in shape and position. Go to the Diamond tab and use the Studio command. We'll create a round gemstone of 0.05 carats. Add it and position it with the gumball. I'll place it on the upper part, touching the profile. We'll create another round gemstone, this time 0.1 carats. Place it on the upper part, but on the other side of the profile. Now we'll create a marquise gemstone of 0.30 carats. Position it. Add another round gemstone of 0.1 carats and position it. Next, we'll place an oval gemstone of 0.30 carats. We'll position it as well. For now, we won't rotate any of them. We'll create a paired gemstone of 0.30 carats and then place it. Lastly, we'll create two round gemstones. The first one, 0.10 carats, which we'll position, and then another 0.05 carats and position it too. Once we have all the gemstones placed, we'll click Accept to finalize them. We'll select the topmost gemstone and click the basket command. Show all four views and adjust them so we can see the basket from different perspectives. Without selecting any preset, we'll click Edit. First, go to the Rails tab and deactivate the top rail. Now adjust the parameters, change the bottom rail width to 1.70 millimeters, then set the height to 2.30 millimeters. Go back to the Prongs tab and adjust those parameters as well. Set the height to 3.30 millimeters, and the diameter to 1.10 millimeters, and the bottom diameter to 0.80 millimeters. Leave gem inside at 0.10 millimeters. Now we'll reduce the height to 2.90 millimeters. We'll go back and edit the rails again. This time, set the height to 1.50 millimeters and the width to 1.20 millimeters. Once you're happy with the result, click Accept. Now that we have our first basket, we'll select all the gemstones and the basket and position them at the height of the profiles. We'll now click the Apply Element command and apply the basket to the gemstones that are not round. We'll also apply it to the round gemstone on the opposite end. Now, using the top view, we'll adjust the position and rotation of the baskets so the connection to the profiles is solid. Take your time to adjust the positioning as you prefer. If you need to pause the video, go ahead. Remember, this is an organic model, so it doesn't have to look exactly like the tutorial. Once all elements are in place, click on Update to refresh all the baskets. We'll then select one of the gemstones that doesn't have a setting, and now we'll use the Bezel command. Arrange the views to edit it comfortably and click Edit without selecting a preset. We'll set the width to 1.20 millimeters, then leave the height at 2.60 millimeters, set over girdle height to 0.50 millimeters, and reduce the girdle width to 1 millimeter. Once all parameters are set, click Accept to create our bezel. Using the Apply Element command again, we'll apply the bezel to the remaining gemstones. And now our model is fully complete. You can adjust the position and rotation to your liking to make the model look perfect. I'll include a sample render, but feel free to share your results with us.